like that.
You sounded very not interested.
We're covering who? Yeah. Oh,
Damn.
yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, good noon, good evening, wherever time and place you listen to us from, straight from the 909. It's Mark, Ali,
What up?
myself, Nesquick, and together,
That's hip hop.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Today we're talking about a figure defined by his youthful innovation, digital savvy, and raw charisma. Bursting on the scene in 2007 with Crank That, Soulja Boy, he flipped the industry on its head by harnessing the power of the internet before anyone else truly understood it. His approach to music was DIY in every sense. He produced his own beats, uploaded his own songs, and built his own fan base through platforms like MySpace. What's that? YouTube. Stylistically, Soulja Boy blended catchy hooks, playful braggadocio, and dance-driven energy, creating a new template for viral hits. His sound was simple yet effective, heavy 808s, chant-style delivery, and repetitive choruses that made his songs impossible to ignore. He didn't chase validation from traditional gatekeepers. He made his own lane and invited the world to join the wave. Soulja Boy's legacy is that of a pioneer who reshaped the business model of hip-hop. Long before TikTok and viral marketing, he understood the internet as a stage, turning clicks into currency and fans into a movement. His influence can be seen in careers of artists such as Chief Reef, Lil Yachty, even Drake, who famously borrowed from Soulja's flow early in his career. Beyond the memes and bravado, Soulja Boy opened the door for a generation of independent creators, showing that you didn't need a label or a cosign to blow up. Just a laptop, a beat, and a plan. Whether people admit it or not, Soulja Boy changed how music spreads, how artists rise, and how hip-hop connects to the digital world. He's not just a rapper. He's a case study for the early internet era of rap. We're discussing his debut studio album, SouljaBoyTellHim.com, released on, I love the marketing already, released on October 2nd, 2007 by his Stacks on Deck label, Cali Park Music, and Interscope Records. Wow. Landed on Interscope Records. The album was anticipated by the mixtape Unsigned and Still Major, the album before the album, released as a prelude. Soulja Boy Tell Him's only guest appearance are from fellow rapper Arab and R&B group I-15, while Soulja Boy handled the vast majority of his production. I didn't know that. That was a surprise. The album was supported by 4 singles: Crank That, Soulja Girl, featuring Arab, and Dunk. Crank That became the most successful song on the album, spending 7 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I actually just looked up, Rolling Stone listed it number 21 of the 100 best songs of 2007.
Whoa. Man. From just do it yourself, that's crazy. A snap album with repetitive lyrics about dancing and clothes featuring a minimal production. Soulja Boy Tell Him debuted at #4 on the U.S. Billboard 200. These are crazy stats. Selling 117K copies in its first week. The album received generally negative reviews from music critics who criticized the song structure, its lyrical content, and production. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second. Despite being generally panned by critics, SouljaBoyTellHim.com is credited for paving the way for the new generation of recording artists developing their career on the internet. The length of this album is 49 minutes and 25 seconds. Today, I was the one that chose this album, so I'll go ahead and take the heat on this one. But I was telling Mark and Ali the reason why I chose this because, Soulja Boy undoubtedly made his mark nonetheless, whether we consider this hip-hop or not. It still, I believe, falls under the hip-hop family tree. Yet, I don't know if I'll consider this the essence of hip-hop, but definitely, as you mentioned, Ali, pioneered in the landscape of the internet, being such a new thing at the time. Nobody understood it yet, and yet Soulja Boy's here just hacking it. So I do have to credit and note that was a shift in the game. And to nowadays, like, we didn't know what trolling was like on this level. We didn't know what chasing clout was at this level. We didn't know what viral was yet. So there are certain things, although be it negative, in the landscape, because I like to focus on music. I don't know about you guys, but these things are undoubtedly in hip hop, and we see them. And sometimes they use them to, whether they want to use it for promotion or not. Like sometimes, fake beefs and fake scandals help bring attention and garner attention. And Soulja Boy was kind of early on all this stuff. He would say he was the first at everything.
But when it comes to this, he really was.
Yeah.
There was no, we didn't know what going viral was. We didn't know what, one of the strategies he did to get Crank That So Hot was on LimeWire, where there would be times where you're looking up T.I., Big Things Popping, and then you click that song and download it, and it's Crank That Soulja Boy. I don't know. I still don't know how he did that. But there was a way sometimes you would be trying to download some other song, and Crank That Soulja Boy would be the song.
See, that's not nice. And I remember those days. Like, you would download a song that you were thinking, oh, this is the new hot 50 Cent track.
Yep.
And then it's like, you, dude.
You like,
I
what?
remember that, and it was so annoying.
That was definitely a thing he did.
And I almost, this might hurt some. I almost want to, say he spread like a virus almost. Like, like in these ways that were so unconventional like that, he hacked basically the internet and promoted it. I mean, whether you think it's right or wrong, he did it and, was successful at doing it.
I mean, the way I look at Soulja Boy in hindsight, I always say, what Soulja Boy basically did was he pioneered it to where today anybody can get on. Yeah. On the positive side, anybody can get on.
Right.
But on the negative side, anybody can get on. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so the internet, what he did sparked what we saw with the blog era and how, guys like Currency, Wiz Khalifa, Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole, Big Sean, Wale, all of these guys come up after Soulja Boy using the internet as a tool to get hip hop in the right direction. Yeah. But at the same time, what we get with the internet, you fast forward, we get like Tekashi 6ix9ine and, all these guys that just, we get 8,000 Lils, to where you can't even tell guys apart sonically. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there were two sides of this coin that Soulja Boy basically pioneered, where we do get the influx of great MCs that spawn from the internet and building their fan base, dropping free mixtapes, but being able to sell out 2,000, 3,000 people rooms without even dropping an album because they use the internet to get directly to their, their fan base.
Consumer, yeah.
They're literally building a fan base without even having a deal yet.
Yeah, and then that's the part where he is a genius at, is like the way of figuring out how to use this tool.
Correct.
To market yourself, to promote.
Right.
Way before other people were doing that.
Yes.
He figured that part
out.
So
that's the positive side of what he created, basically. Again, the negative side is you get a lot of these guys with zero artist development. Yeah. You get people coming in and have zero care for hip hop that just want to make a quick hit, make a quick buck.
Make some
controversy,
drama.
all these different ways where when you look at it from Soulja Boy's standpoint, he was 16, when Crank That came out, he was 16 years old. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is literally a kid on the computer making the beats himself, writing the song himself, putting it out himself. He shot a little bootleg little video on YouTube doing the dance, and then it gets the attention of Collie Park, and next thing you know, they shoot an actual good video, and then the song becomes a #1 record. To my knowledge, this is the first song ever to go #1 strictly created from the internet.
Off the internet.
Like, this is not some A&R, something with 2 or 3 songwriters where they got this big artist on the hook, like no cosign. Like, this is literally off the strength of this dance getting hot with kids, and it just got big enough to where at one point it was the biggest song out.
Yeah. What do you think, Mark? What's your first time or your first take on listening to Soulja Boy in this record?
the gentleman was inescapable, whether you liked it or not. It's my instinct to be cynical and very sarcastic when it comes to defending my opinion and being, trying to stay away from being controversial on this.
Yeah, because this was at a time where I feel like because I think we were more into lyricism, probably all three of us, if anything, and there was a certain faction of, real hip hop, underground hip hop. And this was like kind of the epitome of the opposite of that. Almost to the fact where people were saying hip hop is dead.
Yeah. This is right around that time.
Yeah. I'm trying to be very nice about it because I'm still kind of shocked at our selection here. But the thing is that we find the good in these situations. We find the good in the fact that Soulja Boy is the poster child for virality in the hip hop genre. Also that he found a formula to subvert his way around the label. And that's what you really want to do, because record labels are essentially the shareholders that are backing the artist. And if the shareholders don't get their cut, then they ass out the artist. Well, in this formula, the artist takes the forefront of everything and is either a success or isn't. But if the good thing is that if he is a success, he has a monstrous amount of take in terms of profit. In the case where he's actually monstrous with the label, he only takes a little bit of that. But even if he has a downfall on the solo tip, like without any record backing, then he doesn't take that much of a hit because he's not pushing everything up front contractually. So with what Soulja Boy did, I applaud him for many things, because you get the virality of him via YouTube. You get the virality so much so that he gets recognized by Collie Park, and at the point where he was pretty much the hottest thing going around right then and there. You're talking about with Mike Jones,
Mike
Bubba
Jones
Sparks,
Yep.
all this. He's around it. He's around it.
Yep.
Paul Wall.
And he actually reaches this success that I'm mentioning, where he's successful on his own right, all on the independent tip. Whereas even if you're a one-hit wonder on the record label, you're only a one-hit wonder because of the boost of advertisement from the record label to your song.
Yeah, this is different, right?
So as critical as I could be as like, hey, look, we're not, we're trying to look at the real details of hip hop here. This is still as hip hop as you can get. This is him starting off originally as if it were hip hop in the beginning, where you had to start from scratch. You had to start from someplace without record backing and everything of that nature, So, the one thing that we can all take from Soulja Boy is that we wish we were in his shoes, albeit with a different style. We all did. Around this time, I'm 2 years older than Soulja Boy is, but at this point, I was trying to find ways to get recognized. I was trying to find ways to make it out there, but not with a call and response dance style, but with like an actual hip hop style.
Right.
Me and so many other people, but we didn't find it.
Right.
But Soulja Boy found the formula. And now a lot of people, like Ali was mentioning, with different styles, was able to follow this trail and go from there.
Yep.
So it's about finding the good with Soulja Boy, and as critical as I could be about styles and lyricism and all that, this isn't that show today. But this is a show. This is the episode to where this is a very good look into what is pretty much going on now with a lot of independent artists.
Oh yeah, yeah. You see it now for sure. With so many artists now.
Oh yeah.
And also too, he's still deeply rooted. Like Isaiah mentioned, is that we look at hip hop as a tree, several branches. You have the center, blossoming up the branches and so on and so forth. But whether you'd like to admit it or not, Soulja Boy is rooted in hip hop himself.
100%.
Call and response. He's call and response all day. and he still has the addictive beat that everyone would still like to hear. You know, he keeps his BPMs around the same range to where you could still dance to and still have fun to. Not too fast, not too slow. But the call and response is there. But this call and response is in a form of a dance. And with the form of a dance, this is still subconsciously rooted in humans as a whole. Right. So this is even bigger than hip hop, but it's still deeply rooted in the call and response.
And not even, you look at today, like, I mean, I don't even know what songs out there people are dancing to. Like, dancing
that's a good point.
is a part of hip hop, whether it be
the dance element is really removed,
basically
right
gone now.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was
had a little moment in COVID.
Yeah,
COVID had a little
with
moment.
TikTok and all of that.
Yeah, like Drake. Because they were using some dances on like Fortnite, translating from TikTok. Yep. So they had a little moment right there.
Yeah. But we don't really have like dance records today.
But
like,
that was in 2020.
Yeah, you know, you look at now that you really don't even see that. And another thing too, you look at with Soulja Boy, you have we get this kind of controversy where the old guard isn't understanding it, and you get this situation where even like Ice-T was like the most vocal and was like,
yeah, that's a good point. Go
Soulja Boy, he was like, he made this video. He's like, Soulja Boy, he single-handedly killed hip hop, and that Soulja Boy shit is trash, and like he's really going in on them. You know what I mean? And it's at a point because again, we're in this space of lyricism and creativity, storytelling, lyrics, street element, like all these different conscious elements. So we have all these different elements of hip hop that the old guard is kind of used to, and then you get this kid coming in with this, relatively very simple lyricism. Yeah. You know what I mean? Production, while good, still simple, and it was just at a point. It was the first time we started to see a true generation gap in hip hop.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was the first time where we started to see rappers,
because it was so divergent. I mean, this is he's doing things completely different,
way left of what we consider real hip hop.
Even from guys like Cannabis, we thought Cannabis was ahead of his time, but then Soulja Boy is really ahead of it.
Way left. You know what I mean? But I think also I just recently saw Jermaine Dupri in an interview, and he was talking about how like hip hop and R&B for at least the last 30, 40 years, there's always been a lane for kids. There's always been a lane for that.
That's true.
And he's like, right now, where is it? Like, right now, it's like kids is listening to songs they shouldn't be listening to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, for a while, I know Eminem, portrayed to the did songs that I think the kids gravitated to.
Like you got song, but you have
Nas
like
did for a while too.
But
with I know I can be what I want to be.
But you actually had like actual like
kids,
young people
kids.
Like you had like
talking about actual
like Crisscross or like Immature, or you know what I mean. You had Crisscross, Immature, The Boys, B2K,
you're talking about like
Usher, like young actual young artists, like young artists making music for young people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And today, nobody's really doing that.
And what better lens to look through than the eye of Jermaine Dupri,
who knows,
who can see
literally Crisscross and Bow Wow, the two
knows
greatest examples in hip hop.
Yeah.
And he's just like, nobody's making music for 15, 16, 13-year-olds. Like, where is that? And in hindsight, Soulja Boy fits square in that lane. Like, that's really who got the song popping was kids. It took later for adults to catch on.
Yeah.
It was, the actual song Crank That, it was hot because kids loved it.
I think it was because it was overdue, because I haven't seen something take over like that for hip hop in a dance format.
The most recent one, and you got to go back still 7, 8, almost 10 years from that was that what was that, The Whip and the Nene?
Yeah.
Right.
And that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like we don't even have that element at all today.
Yeah. Maybe this They Not Like Us, maybe.
That ain't for kids.
But it's not for kids.
That ain't for kids. I'm talking about something for kids.
Yeah, right.
Like truly for like when you look at this album, Soulja Boy doesn't curse that much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's some curse words on here, but not a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that element is just missing now, and in hindsight, again, I wasn't thinking about it because I'm 18, 19 trying to hear the real hip hop.
Right.
But, you know, I could actually, looking back, kind of appreciate that there was something there for young people.
Yeah.
And again, we'll get into it, but my personal favorite Soulja Boy song is Dunk, because I remember the parties in college, that song coming on, and it was up.
Yeah.
Like, the girls was on the floor, and we at it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, I mean, like, so ain't nobody even dancing no more.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here because we're giving him, I think, an objective, you know, retrospect lens.
Right.
I'm gonna take us back to being there at the time, being a hip hop head. You know, hearing Soulja Boy come out, dominating the airwaves.
Oh, I hated it.
Everything. Yeah,
I hated it.
It was, I think, something like that I would felt shouldn't be dominating the way it was.
I hated it. I'm not even gonna sugar. I hated it.
It took over so much, and when you're talking about being about lyricism, being about subject matter and all those things in hip hop, this was totally different. This was like kind of a whole different spin on everything, because it was very simple, repetitive, a lot of swag. It was just swagged out. And I feel like that's why it was just so different that it just wasn't my taste.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just like, man, this is not hip hop. This ain't it. And we had a lot of tracks. I think around that time, that started to get popular around that sound and the swag sound and all and that. And I felt like, man, I don't know. That's when the feeling started kind of happening where, man, where's hip hop now? Hip hop feels dead. And that's where Nas comes in with, you know, later with hip hop is dead.
Yeah, he said that right. He said that right before this came out.
Right.
That was before. That was 06.
Damn.
So that was, you know, about a year before this. You know what I mean? So
actually dropped.
He saw it coming.
Solid already.
With all the, you know, the snap music
or
and all
hearing
of
the
that.
chatter. Yeah, because there was a rumbling
already
around that time.
But I feel like the floodgates opened once Crank That came out, because it became such a. I mean, you started seeing people copying and Crank That Batman, Crank That Lion King, Crank That a lot of you know, a lot of people, you know, copy and see, and that I even hated those even more. Yeah, because I was like, at least this is the original. You know what I mean? As much as I didn't like Soulja Boy, at least this is original stuff. Like that. I hate copying more than I hate stuff that's not lyrical or stuff that I don't deem as my taste of hip hop. Like I can. Now, at the time, I wasn't able to separate it. I wasn't able to be like, okay, that's over there. That's good for what it is. I don't rock with it, but that's good for what it is. That time, it's like, nah, if it's not this, fuck it. Yeah. Like, that's just where my head was at. At 18, 19, 20. Like, I wasn't trying to hear none of that. Yeah. Now, in today's landscape, at, you know, in my 30s, I can say, okay, that's good for what they do over there. It's all good for what they're doing over there. I'm going to keep rocking with what I rock with over here and leave it at that. But back then, I wasn't mature enough to make those distinctions. I mean, within hip-hop, me thinking I have all the answers, you know, at 18, 19, I wasn't mature enough to be able to separate the different lanes in hip-hop. Because, again, hip-hop has grown enough now where we need legitimate, true subgenres. We just do. Right. You know what I mean? And at this time, hip-hop still, I mean, you know, 2023, we called it the 50 years. So 2007 was only, 34 years? Yeah. So hip hop still was young at that time.
And I could appreciate it. I could appreciate it in the lens of looking back, like, okay, like you were mentioning about the dance part of hip hop being kind of removed now. But like if you look back at that time, not only Crank That, but you had Walk It Out.
Oh, it was 8 million dances. Everything was there. Yeah, see, it was too much. It was too much.
Yeah, it was too much. It was oversaturation.
That was the problem.
At that moment in time.
The dance element in hip hop.
Rock with it.
It was 8 million dance songs. I was like, how many songs do we got?
Some D's on there.
Every song. I mean, like I said, Crank That Soulja Boy, Walk It Out, Snap Your Fingers.
For sure had one low.
You know, Snap Your Fingers. You know, Lean With It, Rock With It. Like, how many instruction songs we got to have? Like this is crazy. And Soulja Boy himself, just on this album, had like 3 or 4 dance records. Like, and then we
had too many instructions.
And then we had, like I said, we had the copycats. You know what I mean? Crank that Batman, crank that Lion King, crank that SpongeBob. Like it got ridiculous.
Yeah, even to the point where they had like a cholo.
Yeah,
that one too.
8 billion
stand
dance
up, lean back,
Lean
get
back.
out the way,
8 billion.
Move.
Yeah, it's just
All
like
these instructional songs.
it was too much. So while today it would be nice if there was some elements of dance, at that time it was ridiculous. It was way too much.
And so there was definitely a divergence from what you heard on the radio compared to what you were listening to, because we were listening to guys like Immortal Technique or who else were we listening to?
This time I'm listening to like Crooked Eye, Royce, Joe Budden, Game,
Slum Village,
T.I., Slum,
Little Brothers, some like
Little Bro. Like I'm listening to
MF Doom, even.
Right, this is like that's what I'm on at 07, 08. Like that's what I'm on.
You guys weren't listening to MF Doom in 08.
So like you can see the divergence there from going from listening to that kind of stuff to then hearing like guys like Soulja Boy and everybody else like
I mean Crank That was nominated for a Grammy. It was nominated for a Grammy, dude. Like,
that's crazy, huh?
That's how big it was. Like you could not escape it.
It is a record that definitely, like it's an undeniable record. Like it's so unique in the way it's recorded or whatever.
Yep.
But it is crazy though. Like you're saying, being from a do-it-yourself artist to just now be Grammy nominated is crazy.
Yes. I mean, to me, that like I said, on the positive side, to me, that's the biggest achievement. He basically took what like E40 and Too Short and like UGK and all the kind of early independent pioneers were doing, Master P, you know what I mean, Cash Money. He basically kind of took that formula, but instead of selling it out the trunk, he was moving it on the internet,
and that saved him time.
Yeah, that's way quicker.
And then the ringtones. The ringtones was
ringtone era was huge at that time.
Yeah,
like
this
was knee deep in the ringtone era.
He's a millionaire.
So he was so he was really on.
Yeah, because flip phones were still prevalent around this time.
Boost
so ringtones still
ringtones were heavy. So it was Sidekick. So like this was
Sidekick
like
for sure.
So he was Soulja Boy was both on time and ahead of his time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to me again, him creating the viral lane.
It's like he struck oil, but he was like a lottery.
And and the first person to strike oil you're envious of.
Yep.
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
We have to going back to my point. It's like you have to find the good in this situation with Soulja Boy. Though a lot of his style, like we're looking at we are panning for gold in this situation with Soulja Boy.
Yeah, because
we find gold.
I would have wanted an artist to pioneer this that had substance and lyrically and made it big on the internet. That's my ideal candidate for a pioneer of the internet.
We would love to have that, but
we got Soulja Boy.
That's where I disagree. Is that there's not an audience receptive enough to give an independent artist that's lyrical like that the same energy of Soulja Boy.
That's true.
There isn't.
That's true.
It's too easy.
That's facts.
You're going to Moral Technique on
that's
the
facts,
audience
though.
right now.
That's
it's true.
Why did you
this
let
is
this
the audience.
happen?
This is the audience that
facts.
will be receptive to it.
Yeah.
I can't just say that to the normal crowd of people, but it is what it is.
Because that's true. I mean, because even the examples I give again from the blog era,
we have the blog era, literally.
This is from, even from them, like they had to put in, 2, 3, 4 mixtapes.
People had to read blogs.
Like they had to really, like from all those guys I always mentioned in that era, like the grind was a lot harder to get to the point before they blow up. Whereas Soulja Boy was one song, he was out of here.
Right away.
You know what
There's
I mean?
a base of interest for the people of those kind
quicker.
of artists.
And that's what I mean, like striking oils. Like he struck oil.
Even Drake, it took 3 or 4 mixtapes before Drake popped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even for Drake, it took a minute for him to blow up.
All the lyrical artists at the start of the independent level, they're on that Castaway tip where they're starting the fire from scratch, doing all that.
To build it all, getting the resources together.
Soulja Boy, he had all the proper ingredients with a gas can and a match.
Gone.
He made it happen. Peace to him for doing that.
Exactly.
But you have to remember the audience that you're trying to attract. These are people. We even go back to the era that we need to be interested in and talk about, the blog era. People need to be receptive to blogs first, to understand that, hey, these are artists that you need to listen to, then listen to the artist.
Correct.
And then do that. There's a lot of homework for that.
Yes.
And
a lot of people ain't trying to do all that homework.
The great span of people that need to be paying attention to that rather just be a little bit more receptive to the call and response and do all that. And there's no fault to them. But it's like, hey, look, like, I know where my irritation comes from, Soulja Boy, and it starts from making hip hop music. It starts from doing these tracks because I know the sample packs that he's using because I heard them in Fruity Loops when I started.
Yes.
When I started trying to make beats, I hear these sound packs, and I'm like, bro, he hit gold with the sound packs that like I could have just popped off simple.
Yeah.
Peace to him.
Yeah.
Peace to him because
these beats
it's like
he made these beats on Fruity Loops.
So it's like, well, we can't fault the guy for actually like taking it and just finding a rocket and shooting off into outer space.
Although I do want to use a double reversal card for Ice-T and say, Ice-T, you weren't wrong. You were right. And I know the internet has kind of reversed it on Ice-T and made him feel like he was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to reverse that and say, no, I see you were right.
Yeah, where he, like I said, and he even said in hindsight, you know, I mean, because, you know, he since apologized and it's all good now. Right. But like, he was like, but in hindsight, he said, my message, he said, I don't go back on my message. He said, I go back on my delivery. He said, that dude was young enough to be my son. I shouldn't have been talking to him like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's where he felt like, he's like, I was out of pocket going at him like that. Like, this a grown man. This dude's 16, 17. Like,
but, Ali,
you know
I'm gonna say,
go ahead.
Full force, Ice-T. You didn't even need to apologize. You're the legend. You're the pioneer of pioneers.
That's facts.
He should have been wise enough to be like, Ice-T saying this. Maybe let me pull out my pen and give him some. And
like I said, and
instead, what did he do?
Oh, he went,
trolled him.
Yes.
Trolled him.
And that's where he was
to the
wrong.
ground.
And that's where he was wrong. Yeah.
In the internet, his realm, in his world, he trolled him.
Yep. And that's where he was wrong. That's where Soulja Boy was wrong. Rather than try to find the common ground and try to make him understand where he was coming from.
Yeah.
He shot back at him with trolling.
I'm doing a live stream.
You know, a live stream, you know, called him, all types of old and this, that, and the third. Like, it was.
I mean, what does old have to do with anything? You're probably just as old now.
Yeah,
he's getting there. He's getting there.
I'm sorry, I'm all pissed off about it.
No, but it's true.
Like I said, I felt.
See what you started.
I felt for Ice-T, and I'm like, dude, nah.
Like I said,
nothing to apologize.
Like I said, to me, the only thing I do think was his approach. I do think he could have approached it differently.
He said like eat a dick, right.
He said I shouldn't be telling no 16-year-old eat a dick. Like that's out of pocket.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
get you on that one.
You know, like I said, it wasn't the message. He was right. The delivery, he could have eased up a little bit.
Yeah.
That was the only issue.
True.
But what he was saying, oh no, he was dead right.
Yeah.
Because we live in this space of hip hop where, you know, we want to push boundaries and be creative and you know, uplift, you know, people mentally and all these different, you know, spaces where hip hop can go. You know what I mean? And we want the best form of it to get there.
But I hate to say it, but like guys like Soulja Boy, I mean, you've seen like the Island Boys, you know what I mean? Like they do one little snippet that went viral, and now it's like they're just trolling now, or
well, they're clinging on to what they have,
and that's where I do give Soulja Boy credit. Because this was not a one-hit situation.
Yeah, he did do Swag On.
Soulja Boy had a career. You know what I'm saying?
He did turn it into a career.
He had a few albums that did something. Like, I would say his first 3 albums really kind of, after his third album, not so much, but his first 3 albums all had legitimate hits on them.
Turn My Swag On is probably my favorite.
And that was a banger as well.
He's done.
You know, he had, you know, Pretty Boy Swag. That was a hit. Speakers Going, Hammer. Like, he had other hits after this. You know, this was not a one-hit wonder situation by any means. That's where I give him probably more credit than anything else, was the fact that he was able to maintain about a decent, maybe 5-6 year run.
Immortalized for a moment is still immortalization at its core.
Yeah, because we know in hip hop you could have one solid, you know, record and you're still going to be known for that.
I saw Sir Mix-a-Lot do an interview. He said, I'd rather be a has-been than a never was. When he said that, I was like, damn. He said, I'd rather be a has-been than a never was.
Oh, man. Talking about Soulja Boy on That's Hip Hop. That's crazy. But I feel like we had to talk about it because
sure.
it was definitely a shift in hip hop, and it was a moment in time when that came out where it was like, hip hop heads were like, "What's going on here?" And yet,
it shook
even
the game
the industry was struggling. They're like, "Oh,
what
are we
doing? They know what to do with.
We gotta find a Soulja Boy quick.
Jimmy Iovine was just throwing money. Let's sign them to contract.
To
So it has to be talked about.
100%. You can't tell the story of hip hop without
going through this.
Can't.
Yeah, through the internet era. We kind of already touched on it lightly though. Style wise, Soulja Boy. What do you guys get style wise?
Simple, to the point.
Yeah.
He's not trying to wow you with crazy metaphors.
Yeah, it's not complex.
I'm trying to make.
It's more swag than anything.
I'm either trying to make you dance. I'm trying to, I'm either trying to make you dance, trying to make you feel good in the car,
infectious energy.
You know what I mean, or something to make the girls, move. Yeah. That's literally the beginning and end of his story musically.
Raw.
Is
catchy chants.
Catchy.
Yeah.
And now from an artistic standpoint, his hook writing is up there with some of the best. He knows how to put a good together.
You mentioned a point about, if he just stuck to just making beats.
Bruh, I really...
during that time?
Had he just been a producer, he probably would have gone way further.
Or something.
Yeah, he could have been one of the best producers out at that time. He was a good producer, but had he just focused on producing...
Yeah.
He could be what Metro is now, or he could be what what Mustard became, or what Michael made it.
Soulja Boy,
he would have been one of the most. He would have been one of the first with a tag. He could have been at the Super Bowl. He could have been at the Super Bowl. Soulja Boy could have been at the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, tell him.
If he would just focus on producing, he could have done that.
Maybe. All right. So for
that's true. No, because there was an era for him to make money with the way his beat sounded.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it wasn't just infectious for him; it was infectious for the time.
Right.
Correct.
Like for at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he knew how to get people moving.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. He did tap into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the album cover now. For those that are listening, we have Soulja Boy dead center wearing the big tee, the big white tees.
That dude used to wear the freaking 3-4X talls.
Yeah, those the white tees. I mean, for those who don't know, like that was a thing.
Yes.
In the 2000s,
Yes.
mid 2000s, especially.
Yes.
Having the Shaka or the
Pro Club.
AAA, Pro 5.
They were just clean to have a fresh one.
It's easy.
Yeah. So you have Soulja Boy in a fresh white tee. You have him wearing a medallion chain. I think this is his signature logo, right, on that chain, or I'm not sure, but definitely swagged out here. So he has the bling on and the earrings. He has the one chain. He has the white cap to the back, white shade rims. With Soulja Boy written on. That's his trademark. And then he's standing in front of I don't know if it's like a home, but it's like green lit with some tagging on it.
Like an abandoned store, it looked like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe a store because there's like a fist behind him.
Yeah.
On the window of the door.
Front and center.
And then he's pointing at you while holding his chain out.
One other thing, I always bring this up, but I like to see it. Yeah. One chain.
Yeah, and this goes into that falls into that lane.
I'm not faking with 5 chains on. I ain't made it yet.
It falls into that lane.
I do like to see that when people's first album. I like to see the come up. You look like this on one album. Maybe the next album you might have had 2 or 3 chains. Who knows? But your first album, you should not have 7 chains. You just shouldn't.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Soulja Boy is one of these guys off the mic, similar to guys like Game or whoever, who ends up creating some controversy off the mic more so than even on the mic. With beefs, he has a lot of beefs with different people. I think him and Bow Wow beefed it out. Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Probably whoever, 50 Cent probably.
A lot of people.
Probably.
Most likely.
Lloyd Banks.
Probably.
I'm sure he did, yeah.
He had definitely had a lot of controversial situations.
Probably Lil Wayne.
He had this,
but
it's crazy when he brought up, how Drake, used his flow on one of his songs.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't believe him until he started rapping it. Then they was like,
Drake?
Drake? I happen to have that one here sampled up.
The nigga didn't hide his kid from the world, but his world wouldn't hide from the kid.
All that.
Harvey Graham in a wheelchair. Drake.
One take. That was the best.
That was that was
no stuttering,
That
nothing.
made it right there.
That was a hell of a soundbite.
Yeah, that was worth it just for that clip.
That was a hell of a soundbite.
If I was the Dallas Cowboys, I would have sued him for trademark infringement on the boy, on the star.
Yeah, the Soulja Boy in the corner.
Oh.
It's written sort of like the
Jerry,
Cowboys.
Jerry don't like that.
I never noticed that. Wow.
That's funny.
Damn.
That's funny.
Beef with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, this for sure. I mean, if I could say
The
represents
hip hop community.
if it represents
beef with him.
if it represents the year or the era, this definitely represents it. Just
Big time.
Yeah, just by looking at everything on this represents it.
Naming your album after your website.
After your
Genius.
website.
That's smart.
Yeah.
The dude was smart.
At marketing, yeah, way ahead of his time in marketing.
I mean, there's no Instagram, there's no Twitter, there's no TikTok. He's basically building his own Instagram and TikTok before they existed. Like,
Yeah.
smart.
Created the video game console that
Yeah.
Nintendo had to shut down called the Soulja Boy.
He did.
He basically put a bunch of Nintendo ROMs onto his console and called it he called it his own console
There's something
with no games.
Not
to
all
it.
ideas are great. Not all
No.
ideas.
And he
are
called
great.
it the Soulja Boy instead of like.
he tried, but no.
Yeah.
I get it. He was like, "Why is the other rappers doing this?" So I'm like, probably a reason. you
Yeah,
know?
there's a reason.
There's probably a reason why other rappers aren't doing that.
Nintendo don't play that.
Nah.
No, they're gonna shut that down real quick.
Yeah.
And then it was just what, like, game ROMs, huh? I think
Yeah, that was it. He was
like,
just
on it.
you were able to rip ROMs on it, whether his software allowed it or not.
You can
or
do that for
he even
free
had-
anyway. You don't even need that.
Well, you
I
can.
mean, well-
you can. But the thing is that you can't have it inherently on a console and try to sell it.
Right.
Yeah, you can hack consoles after the
Because
fact.
he has Soulja Boy everything, huh? Soulja
Yeah.
Boy phone, probably Soulja Boy wallets, all this kind of stuff. Kind of like Trump, Trump this, Trump that.
Yeah.
The people that kind of like,
Gosh,
yeah,
what a time!
create their own.
What a time to crank that.
Yeah, their own catalog. Yeah, crank that. That was the thing too. The dance, like crank that. What was there was another artist who was
What?
Are you talking about Young Jock with the, motorcycle dance?
What was that song called?
Yeah, it's going down.
It's going
Be
down.
in the trap.
whole
Going
crowd.
down.
Had Tom Cruise going.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was bad. That's when it was done.
I was like, bro, you look at you A-list art.
When I saw Tom Cruise doing it, it was over.
Wait, when did he do that?
He was
He
on.
did it like MTV. He was like at an outdoor.
He was.
Wrong place, wrong time.
He looked ridiculous doing it. He looked ridiculous.
He was like,
That's when it was.
That's when it was. That's when it was over.
all off, kilter.
It was over.
Everybody stopped doing the
Yep,
dance.
it was
Yeah,
over
everyone
after
like-
that.
Yeah.
We were done with it.
But you know what was also genius and different about that crank that was the part where he built up the you.
That's what I'm saying. His songwriting techniques, they just worked.
Yeah,
He
like,
knew
there
how
was
to
something
build to
different
it.
about that.
He knew what to do to make a hit.
He created kind of like a dramatic tone to
Mm-hmm.
that. Like I feel like that could be used for a movie.
Yeah.
Just that.
Oh yeah, because it sounds like the THX intro.
yeah, it's like a weird like it feels like you could use that. Yeah. I don't know,
Yeah.
it just
I
felt-
remember that. Dang.
All right, this is around the time when we get into the tracks. We chose 3 tracks out of the album, 3 of our favorite tracks. In this episode, we chose Crank That, Soulja Boy, Donk, and Report Card. Honorable mention, what was the other one you had, Ali?
Let me get him.
Yeah, Let Me Get Him. I like the Sidekick one, too, as an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one called Snap.
Oh, snap and roll.
Snap and roll too. I thought that was still because the whole snap thing was also as well as the crank, the snap your fingers.
He tapped into every facet of it.
Yeah. And that was an interesting time, like the dance. Yeah, snapping your fingers.
It had everyone
you could
outside.
do it all by
Yep.
yourself.
It was still cool to dance.
Yeah. We go into Crank That being the first one. This is a big one. This was the
Huge.
one that was a tsunami that took over TV, took over the internet. Anywhere, basically, you were going to hear this. Nonetheless, you were going to hear this. Even in the clubs, you would hear this track come on. Boom, dun, dun,
It's hot.
dun, 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 dun. As soon as that started, yeah, it was over. Which one do you guys want to start this one off?
I'll start. I'll go right to the chorus. So then the hook. So this is him showing you his hook writing. Jumps right into it. Soulja Boy off in this hoe. Watch me crank and watch me roll. Watch me crank that Soulja Boy. Then Superman that hoe. Now watch me crank that Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy. Like that's just infectious, easy to say.
It is. Yep.
It gets people going on the floor. Like again, to the point where I don't have to sing it. I'm doing the dance. Like that's pretty much where your mind is with that. It's like you on the floor, you doing the dance.
It's all second nature.
That's it. Like you remember what it looked like and everything. So then the first verse he goes, Soulja Boy off in this hoe. Watch me lean and watch me rock. Superman that hoe. Then watch me crank that RoboCop. Super fresh. Now watch me jocking on them haters, man. Watch me do that Soulja Boy. I lean to the left and crank that thing now. I'm jocking on your bitch ass. And if we get to fighting, then I'm cocking on your bitch ass. You catch me at your local party. Yes, I crack it every day. Haters getting mad because I got me some bathing apes. Soulja Boy off in this hoe. Watch me crank and watch me roll. Watch me crank that Soulja Boy. Then Superman that hoe. Now watch me crank that Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy. Easy.
I'm bouncing on my toes. Watch me super soak that. I'm past the A-Rap. You going to crank it up for show. Haters want to be me, Soulja Boy. I'm the man. They be looking at my neck saying it's the rubber band. Man, watch me do, dance. Let's get to it. No, you can't do it like me though. So don't do it like me, folk. I see you trying to do it like me, man.
That
the dance
was
The
ugly.
dance was ugly.
Man.
And
Good God.
And also too, like the whole meaning also too with Superman, that whole
Yes,
also like,
yes, that-
shoot, once you found that out,
that
as
became
being
a thing, yep.
being a young one, you're like, oh, that's what that means.
Right.
It's crazy, like in the song. But yeah, it definitely is going to go over people's heads because it's done intentionally. That
Do your Googles.
yeah.
After the fact, Urban Dictionary lookup.
Yeah. There's verse 3. I'm too fresh, off on it. Oh, off in it. Oh, watch me crank it. Watch me roll. Watch me crank the Roosevelt. Then super soak that. Oh, super soak that.
Oh.
Super soak that.
Oh.
Super soak that.
Oh.
Super soak that.
Oh.
I'm too fresh. Now watch me do it. Watch me shuffle. Watch me Watch me crank that Soulja Boy. Now Superman Superman do it. Superman do it.
Little shout out to Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah. Yeah. A little shout out to Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah. Yeah. I think the first thing that hits you right away, the beat. Dun, dun. It feels like I heard that beat somewhere. Does that play off of something like?
Not that I know.
I mean, that sound pack is the first couple of sound packs you hear on Fruity
Loops. So you probably heard it while making beats back then because that's what everybody was using.
Yeah. Because I remember I heard that. I instantly got vexed. I was just like, I've heard these sounds before even like, and just got irritated. I was like, damn, that went hot. I could have made this beat.
Yeah. If you really just sat with Fruity Loops long enough, you could have made that.
Yeah.
For sure.
But genius to play off of, it was right time.
Absolutely.
Right place, right time.
Perfect
to play
timing.
off of the dance thing.
That's what you literally call lightning in a bottle.
Right.
It was like
Right
perfect
place, right
timing,
time.
everything.
And his dad, I think, had a studio like for him already set up. So it was just a matter of experimenting a little bit in the studio and
I mean, that's why even back then, that's why like at the time at least, 50 took a liking to him because he was like, you wrote, produced, and performed the whole song yourself.
Yeah.
He's like, so you keep all the money. Like he was so impressed by that. Like,
because imagine like 50 Cent making in the club the beat.
Right,
himself.
if he would have made the beat himself. He did all the other parts, but he ain't make the beat.
He didn't make the beat.
Right.
So as far as him, like, wow, you made the beat, wrote and performed it yourself. He's like, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
like he really
so
was
much potential. I feel like you know, so much potential there.
That's why I feel like I said, had he really tried to really focus as a producer, he really could have.
Or
been
even
out
just
here
as
even.
an artist, like as a
really
writing,
really tried to hone in on
really
it.
try to instead of doing all the trolling, like
take it more
really,
serious. I agree.
You know,
I agree.
There was potential for sure.
I agree.
You And then I think I don't know if his did he have a falling out with Interscope? Probably like I don't
probably
know.
at some point.
Yeah. Also, yeah, honorable mention to Ya.
Y'all was another one. Y'all made some noise.
One.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was another crazy one. But then we go on to the second one, which is going to be Dunk.
Man,
this one was like
the fifth single off this album. The fifth one. And like I said, this is my personal favorite Soulja Boy song because, like I said, I just remember the parties. Like this one used to get the parties going in college. Like I'm probably my sophomore year in college, Kappa parties. It was like this one used to get going.
Yeah, I remember Sean John used to be one. Not Sean John. Sean Paul. Sean John. P. Diddy.
Sean Paul.
Mm-hmm. Sean Paul and E40 at the time too when he came out with his album.
Mm-hmm.
Just all that dirty, bitch.
Yeah, one of the
Break
two.
that. Move. Do it all by yourself. Yeah. All these instructions.
T-Pain too. Yeah, during that time.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a time.
All right, I'm gonna start off with how does the hook go on this one?
She
again?
got a dunk.
Oh yeah, she got a dunk.
She got a dunk. She got a dunk. She got a dunk. She got a dunk. She got a like. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all he's saying.
Yeah.
Is
And
that
that's enough,
simple.
and it's catchy.
That's enough for what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shake something with it. Shake
Say I'm
something
with it. Shake something with it. Shake something with it. That's it. Like that's.
Shake something with it.
And he sat down and just.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. It's more just kind of the gut feeling of what works. She got a dunk. Watch it hit the flow. I like the way she move and the way she snap and roll. The way she snap and roll. Yeah, it's going down. I got 5,000 ones. Me and you. We about to have fun. Now go on, make it clap. Like right there. Yeah, right there was another slang that we would all say during that time. Sipping on something that matches my shirt. I like her. I want them to do that over her.
That's it.
That's it. That's it.
Nice and simple.
And she got a dunk. Again, making it's a party bop.
That's
You know,
it.
it's gonna get you
It's
dancing.
it's to get the girls on the floor and the dudes to go with them.
Right.
That's it. And he goes, verse 2. I'm back in the stain. I see the apple bottom hanging out the G string.
Right.
I'm on fire. Hot to my legs. Soulja Boy, tell him. Me and my compadre. Stacks on deck. Girls on deck. Now that I'm on a rev up next. Hung up my phone and I cashed my check. Now it's time to party, girl. Get soaking wet. Wow.
She got a dunk.
She got a dunk. She got a dunk. That's it.
And then verse 3 gets to call and response.
Yes.
Get low to the flow.
Low.
Get low to the flow.
Lower.
Get low to the flow.
Lower.
Get low to the flow.
Lower.
Get it.
Get it.
And sometimes,
Do the grown man. Do the grown man. Throw the towel and give up.
See, talent.
Give
that's
up.
this
Throw the towel
stuff
in.
like
Give up.
this is genius.
Yeah, now
you
that's
know?
songwriting.
that's songwriting.
That's songwriting. That's the part of Soulja Boy songwriting that's actually like good.
Yeah.
You know, the other verses are kind of whatever.
That's gonna get a girl
But
shaking it, right? Like,
come on.
what's the epitome of getting anything to happen?
Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
For the people that would give a very young artist like Soulja Boy flack for this kind of call and response, I'd like to see that same focus focus primarily on a veteran presence that does the same thing like this in E40.
Yeah.
Well, we don't do that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like both, like E40 does the same.
Both of them? Like
well, no, I'm saying like with E40, like no one gives him flack for
Lil Jon.
what he's doing.
Okay, so
And
The
it-
Soulja Boy did it. It's a problem. You see what I'm saying? That's true.
Exactly.
That's
Because
true.
What did E40 do around this? Shake them Trez.
Yeah.
them
Same thing.
But it was still like
It was accepted. It was
It was
cool.
accepted.
it was
Because
as dope
it's
as
E40.
Soulja Boy's joint.
Yep.
It's E40.
That's
You
true.
know, it's like
Now,
so.
that part's true because that like I said, what he did on that third verse, that is the good part of Soulja Boy's actual songwriting. The call and response
That
is
part's-
gonna get the girls going. That's the point of the record.
When I'm hearing you guys say that, I'm like, that's genius.
That's writing. Yeah. The other two verses is whatever. That third verse, that's writing.
Yeah.
It's the biggest credit I can give to him after like just realizing the lyrics in these two songs is that he knows his audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows who he wants to reel in with this. And we can't fault him for that.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Mm-mm.
And that's important to know your audience.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I'd say, with cannabis, it was kind of a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
One, he didn't have the right beat, right? Like he was criticized about some of the beat selections.
Right.
Yeah,
but I don't know if
that's a slippery
totally
slope because what if it's the beats? Are we gonna blame a good producer like Wyclef Jean on that?
Well, like, he has to take some credit
Right.
on it. Maybe the first album, okay, get it passed, but the second, third, fourth times, like if it's consistent. But my point's not even just that.
Yeah.
My point's just the songwriting ability to get people dancing, or just to kind of show your
But
your respect your dynamics.
Yeah,
as an
it's on the
artist.
basis of knowing your audience.
Yeah.
And Biss knew his audience. Soulja Boy
Right.
knows his audience.
guess-
But both of these guys are on different planets.
Correct.
True. I guess that's true.
Both
Yeah.
have their own inhabitants. Both
Mm-hmm.
have their own atmosphere. Their own environments.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like because
But the common ground is that they're both habitable.
Biz was he was the one that was supposed to be the one coming up. That didn't exactly happen. So I'm saying in order to make that happen, maybe he could have borrowed some of this, a little bit of the songwriting.
This ain't gonna be no call and response guy.
I guess you're right.
He was gonna be the one for the lyrical side of hip hop. He wasn't gonna be like I would even argue still like he wouldn't have been in the mainstream level even up to that point. He would have been really good still, maybe a little bit above underground. So much so his first 2 albums went gold. We can't like combine. That's a million albums.
And not for nothing too. Around, I mean, from let's say 96 to let's call it 2000. Like he's doing records with Pun and Nori and Redman.
And his pulse on the digital landscape was a little bit better than he was like Soulja Boy in the fact
Early.
that he was already tapped into the
had the
internet.
website.
Very much
He
so.
had his own website.
Very
He
much
plugged
so.
his own website in a song.
Yes. Yep.
So I those are the common grounds we can find with Biss and Soulja Boy.
For sure. Digitally.
And that's a good example to bring up, Isaiah, because we're looking at 2 people who are on like
way
just
different
like
planets.
Two
on
different
a flow
planets,
chart.
but there is this
But
technology.
both using
Yeah.
technology.
Yeah.
They both line up at the same time in this solar system.
Both technology.
Here on That's
wizards.
Hip Hop.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, that was a good little talk there. Let's go to the third final track, which is going to be Report Card.
Now, one point I want to bring about Report Card because again, I kind of brought up already with Jermaine Dupri talking about people making music for kids and that age group.
Yeah.
This is one of those type of records. He's talking about school. He's talking about
true.
Report Card,
Right.
like with Crisscross with I Missed the Bus. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
those are type of joints for kids. Like
Right.
yeah, like 13, 14-year-olds, they gotta have something too.
Yeah.
Everything can't be grown stuff that they're listening to. Like, yeah, sure, we were listening to stuff at 12, 13, we probably shouldn't have. But there was a lane for young adult music.
And it was going to be the artist you were going to grow up to because Soulja Boy isn't going to keep pressing out those kind of records that you would hope for at least. And you grow up with him.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. Do you guys think that we'll ever go back to a time when it'll be a young artist again?
I don't know. I for the sake of the youth, I hope.
18-year-old or a 17-year-old.
I hope something like that happens for the sake of the youth. Because again, like you look at somebody like Bow Wow. Bow Wow's our age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, was I bumping Bow Wow's albums all crazy like that? No, even though I do like his first album. But like Bow Wow wasn't in heavy rotation in my CD player. Yeah. But the fact that he was around was good for our generation. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It was good that we had something like that. Somebody for the girls to go crazy for.
Or people younger than us at that
people
point.
People younger than us liking him. Like there was a lane for that to exist. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like Crisscross was the generation before us. And in our era, we had Bow Wow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then now you got like, they don't have that. Like there's no 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old making music for 12 to 15-year-olds. Like there isn't. I hope we get that one day. But what Soulja Boy was doing, again, the next era they had Soulja Boy, even though he's not that much younger than us, but still that lane was still there for him for a few years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He could make a song like Report Card because he was 16. You know what I mean? And that's cool little stuff for 14, 15-year-olds to listen to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need that, like you need stuff for young people to listen to. They can't be listening to Glorilla and fucking, Griselda at 13. Just have, you know what I mean? Like, nothing wrong with that, but like, that can't be all they have. Like, they should have an option for somebody that's around their age.
Fresh baby, first words, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying. So
birth out of the womb, Tim's.
Yeah, it's like at least there's an option for somebody making music for your age group.
It'd be hard to find somebody now that's gonna fill that gap because there's a lot of factors that come into play because it's easier to spark virality not doing music now.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, will we ever get another Rakim or another Nas again, like at these young ages that are like change the game? Will we ever
Prodigy lyricists?
Yeah, will we ever get that again?
I don't know.
You got to,
because right now I even try to look it up. I
the
don't
record labels have to recognize it.
Yeah,
and if they don't, is a super lyrical artist at 16 really gonna pop off like that on the independent label? Well, not even the independent label, but like digitally.
Right.
I cannot. Joey Badass was kind of the
he
first
was the
person.
Last one. He was the last one. He was like 17.
And I'm hearing him, and I'm like, bro,
him
that
and
was,
Wolfgang, I guess. The Wolfgang.
Yeah, Our Future.
Yeah,
like Tyler was 18.
Yeah, that would be the guy that
did the guy that did Neruvian Doom with MF Doom. I forgot the guy.
What's his name? Bishop Nehru.
Oh yeah, Bishop Nehru.
Bishop Nehru. Yep.
Bishop Nehru was mad young. He was.
I think he was like 16.
Under the tutelage of MF Doom.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a dope album.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you have a few, but we're stuck at the same problem again. Is that who's going to be receptive to this? The age gaps. It's going to be older people that are in tune to wanting to hear lyricism, and his immediate fan base, which is his group of circle of friends. But it's like, bro, like. The people that will show up for you in hip hop are never the circle of friends. It's other people, it's your other fans. That's just the hard truth.
That's true.
Yeah. So they're already here, but we don't know about them yet.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Break that you.
Good point. Good point.
Right after your point.
Good point. That's a good point.
Crank that, Margaret. Crank that.
Yeah.
All right, so we move on to report card. Man, I just got my report card today. Man, this is the intro. I looked at it, man, and it had F's on it. I took it back to the teacher and told her, throw some D's on it. Like that. So it's a funny twist that he did on that popular song.
The one sample on the album.
Yeah, right. Soulja Boy up in the building. Throw some D's on that. I just got my report card. Throw some D's on that. I just got my report card. Throw some D's on that. Hey. Yeah, it's funny because he made the repetitive thing a thing as well.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Before this, I don't remember the repetitive thing being like working.
Yeah.
And here it works.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, it worked when he did it.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but it worked.
It worked. Soulja Boy, chilling dog, just got my report card. Looked at it, all F's, took it to the teacher desk. I just got my report card. Throw some D's on that. I just got my report card. Throw some D's on it. Yep. I mean, that's something kids can relate to.
Yeah.
And verse 1, sitting up in the classroom, she getting on my nerves. The teacher hiding now. Soulja Boy, do your work. She talking about adjectives, pronouns, and verbs. I'm knocked out. I ain't heard nothing the class heard. I'm daydreaming hard about the stacks on deck, but I don't know how I'm going to pass my next test. I got my report card. I'm like, what the hell is this? I took it back to the teacher, and then I told her, Soulja Boy, chilling dog, just got my report card. Looked at it, all F's, took it to the teacher there. Just got my report card. Throw some D's on that. I just got my report card. Throw some D's on that.
So we're talking about the lyricism that it's an apparent weakness of Soulja Boy's, but we find out in this song where the genesis of his weakness lies. He says she's talking about adjectives, pronouns, and verbs. Those are what you'd actually need for good lyricism. I'm knocked out. I ain't heard nothing the class heard.
This is why my bars ain't tight.
Yeah, we got it right here. Plain English.
He's literally telling you.
Telling you what.
Don't come over here for bars, bro. I will sleep.
Yeah. So, but the chorus. But the choruses we find are actually
catchy.
catchy. what you would need around this time.
Correct.
It's fun. It's raw. It's catchy.
That's just funny that he just put that out.
He's just telling you.
Yep, I slept.
And verse 2 is rapped by A-Rap. I always be in school, but I be walking halls. A lot of teachers give me tests, but they super hard. I get into some trouble, then my mama calls, but after I get out the office, I'm going to tell him I'm a superstar, and that's the best. Every time you see me up in class, my head's on the desk.
Damn.
You see me on them girls, you know I'm super fresh. Yeah, teachers, students, class, stupid. Hey.
But again, for the like, this is a fun track or a funny track for the kids too. Like, you know, it's just
when they have F's on the report card, now they know what they. I would have strived for anything higher than D, but
throw some D's on it.
At least throw some D's on that.
Throw some C's on it. Throw some B's on it.
Throw some B's on that.
throw some B's on it.
Throw some B's is still rhyme. It's a better grade and it rhymes.
Hey, that's what we're here for. Here to break down the lyrics and try to provide some critique.
You know what I mean? Try to educate the youth, man.
Oh man.
Is that verse 3?
Yeah, verse 3. Soulja Boy takes it home.
I just got my report card. 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 Throw some D's on it.
How does that work?
Throw D's on it. Throw some D's on it. Throw some D's on it.
What?
I got a 47 up in math, a 67 in English, 14 in science. Man, what the heck they thinking?
What were they? Yeah, it's their fault. Yeah. What's the big idea with that?
What are they thinking?
Grading me off of my achievements.
Throw some D's on that.
Throw some D's on that.
Throw some D's
Forget all the scores. Throw some D's on that.
With a 14 in science? 14? A 14?
I didn't know how you record a 14 in science.
All he did was spell his name right.
No.
That's crazy.
Too funny.
You didn't even open up the frog. You didn't even open up the frog to dissect it. Got a 14.
Man.
Too funny.
And yet, viral.
What were they thinking, though? It's their
we're
fault.
talking about him. Yet, you know, it's like, he was a success.
Yeah.
It's undeniable.
He was a success. Had a solid 5-year run.
I tell you, you know what? It was. We have a group chat with us, myself, Isaiah, and Ali. And when Isaiah posted up the album cover to what he was going to cover, I thought he was joking. But this is something that when he confirmed he was actually serious, then I knew that, you know what, like as critical as we can be about this, we still have to understand that this, like all hip hop albums that made it, anything higher than we did, you know, like, or any other artist, like it made it success.
Somebody fucked with it.
And it's our job to make sure we find the parts in that which made it successful.
Absolutely.
You know, we can, you know, be snide about the lyrics here and there. We could, you know, make fun of, you know, how this was all structured, but still all of those, the success triumphs all that.
The thing you got to look at, for every Soulja Boy, there's 10,000 others trying to be Soulja Boy that we're never going to hear. Trying to do exactly what he did.
Trying to replicate it.
And could never crack the code. And, you know, again, obviously some of it's about timing and a little bit of luck there.
Right.
But from a talent perspective, again, the chorus writing, the way he put his beats together, the marketing strategies, all of that stuff was all him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that part of what he did is what has to be respected, regardless of lyrics, the business, how he maneuvered and basically shut down the industry.
He seized opportunity.
He literally changed the industry forever.
Yeah.
Like, we don't probably have streaming if it's not for Soulja Boy.
Right.
Like, it's a whole, like, all these things that come from the industry after him. Like, there's literally a before Soulja Boy and after Soulja Boy from an industry perspective.
Yes.
Like, he is
definitely a turning point.
He's the turning point in the industry, because before him, it was
you could
still
definitively pinpoint where that's at.
You still go to the store, you buy the albums, you know, Sam Goody and Virgin Records are open and all of that. Soulja Boy comes out, those stores close.
It all stops.
He literally shifted the whole game.
And there's even still to this day different types of opportunity. such as with AI. Even who even knows who's gonna tap that and get through, shutting down the music industry again with this opportunity.
Somebody's gonna crack that code.
Yeah, somebody's gonna crack the code, whether good or bad, whether we like it or not. It's gonna get cracked by somebody who figures it out, and then it takes the whole market to catch up.
Yeah,
that's the story of Soulja Boy.
Yeah, I also, while you guys were talking about it, I just realized the biggest example that we can bring out about this, but in theater, you talk about, or in movies too, but also in theater, you talk about the fourth wall. And I think that Soulja Boy was the first person to go through the fourth wall
100%.
and come out to the forefront, be like, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
He subverted, he went around the labels. He did it his way, 100% through and through at a young age. With all that can't be denied.
Mm-mm.
We can hate all we want about that, but the fact that he did it at a young age is something that still takes talent, still takes a good eye, and still takes proper timing.
Yes.
And we can't deny the fact that he came from the fourth wall out of all places.
Right.
He wasn't a poster child of Jermaine Dupri.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't brought in by any other record label. He wasn't sought after or like signed. We've seen those. We've seen the Bow Wows, the Little Romeos, Chialis, all that.
Somebody behind you.
He's not that.
No, this is solely DIY.
Yes. Yeah. That's the crazy part.
That cannot be disputed or taking any credit away from him.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah. I just felt like we had to talk about it. I know it's a difficult one for us because we're usually pretty steadily true on lyricism.
Yeah.
But
they're going to clip
tackle this.
They're going to clip the cannabis and Soulja Boy thing in comparison to cannabis. To Sop and
talking about two different.
Just clip that and just see what happens.
Two different spectrums.
Cannabis and Soulja Boy.
Who said that?
Arguing cannabis and Soulja Boy.
Yeah, just find the best clip of that. And
Soulja Boy, and you're like cannabis.
Yeah.
Soulja Boy and cannabis. Who's comparing them?
Yeah.
Man, so we're dropping episodes every Monday and Thursday. Mondays was our real official day, but sometimes Thursdays. Make sure that you guys are following us, commenting, sharing, liking,
this
subscribing.
Close to 5,000, y'all.
We're so really close, and we are so close. In fact, I want to ask you, if you are not subscribed, we humbly ask for your subscription, and we know we're not just asking just to ask for it. We're working hard every day to earn that subscribership. And, we're doing our due diligence and the best that we can to put the best episodes and content out there for you guys to enjoy. And we really do appreciate everybody who has followed. And if you haven't followed, we want to welcome you to the show. So if you guys subscribe, we really humbly appreciate it. And then that's hip hop.
Aspiring artists, do you guys want us to cover your jam? To cover your album, hit us up.
Yeah,
let's talk.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's something that that if you guys are interested in doing, hit us up. Yeah. It's very easy. Mark, let him have it, man.
To the MCs, if you drop a mic, drop a like, throw some D's on that.
Right? The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga that hiding his kid from the world, but his world wouldn't hide from the kid?
Oh man. Oh, dude.
Hilarious.
Now watch me. You like and subscribe. You like and subscribe.
We're asking for you.
You like and subscribe.
Crank that subscription.
Crank that like button
all the way up.
Crank that subscription all the way up.